Now right now, there's a couple of the Capes Launch Complex's buildings lined up, all grouped together, the tan buildings and gray buildings. That's all part of Launch Complex 41. That's the home of the Atlas V's, the newest and largest generation of the Atlas family of expendable launch vehicles.
Yeah, they're still working. Last time I checked, they're working on the flame trench, flame deflector, launch ability tower, mounted on the mobile launcher.
You worked on all the Titans.
Oh, you worked on the Titans? Were you there for the
Yep, they had to kill the Titan.
I am referring to the space planes by themselves, okay? Just the space planes alone. Currently, we have Atlantis at number 2. That's the one closest to the side of the road. Discovery is next door, number 1. Number 3 is currently empty because Endeavour is being stored inside the vehicle assembly building right now. Those are the 3 orbiters that finished the space shuttle program. Discovery, Atlantis, and Endeavour. We lost Columbia in 2003, and we lost Challenger in 1986. And that's going to take us up to our next stop. We're going to take you inside the vehicle assembly building. Now, this is a working facility, ladies and gentlemen. That means we need to stay together at all times, and we need to stay within the marked areas, the yellow lines. Bring your cameras with you, take all the pictures you want, but that's it. No purses, no cell phones, no food, no drinks, not even gum is allowed inside the vehicle assembly building. No smoking materials, lighters, matches, anything like that. Leave those things behind. Salt air, lightning, and hurricanes, NASA needed an enclosed building to assemble the Saturn V's. For smaller launch vehicles used in earlier programs, this meant a low building where the vehicles could be prepared in a horizontal position. At one time, NASA did consider preparing the Saturn V's horizontally and then erecting to vertical out of the launch pads, but due to the size and complications of handling a Saturn V, this was pretty much out of the question. It would have been very difficult to prepare Saturn V horizontally and then erect to vertical. There would have been bending effects and all kinds of stresses on the vehicles. Sequence of the Saturn launch vehicles, the Apollo spacecrafts, and space shuttle components among the 4 high bays within the building. On your left, high bays 1 and 3, the east side. On your right, high bays 2 and 4, the west. Originally, 4 high bays were designed to allow 4 different Apollo Saturn V's to be vertically assembled and checked out at the same time. For the space shuttle program, NASA only modified high bays 1 and 3 on your left for shuttle assembly. High bays 2 and 4 on your right were used primarily for storage during the shuttle program. That's where NASA used to store the orange external tanks and storage and checkout cells until they were ready to attach them to the solid rocket boosters. How about the Empire State Building? Ever seen the Empire State Building? At least a picture? 3 3/4 Empire State Buildings can be chopped up and put in here. That's how big this is. One of the largest buildings in the world by volume. All right, let me move to the front of the line. I'll walk you over to High Bay 4 and show you the guys. Remember, stay together, stay with the yellow line.
Bring it into it and they lift it up there and they'll join it onto the mobile launch platform and stuff.
modified 747, go gliding in for a landing. That was Enterprise. Approach landing test 1877. They also had Enterprise out here for a while because remember, this was all originally designed and built to support Apollo. It was modified for shuttle operations. As dimensions would go. Reaction control dimensions would be used to adjust the attitude, order, and space. Pitch up and down, go side to side, and the roll. Coming up on the left, one of Kennedy Space Center's 3 mobile launcher platforms. The mobile launcher platform was a transportable base on which the shuttle was assembled in the vertical position inside the vehicle assembly building, transported to the launch site, and on launch day it served as the platform from which the space shuttle was launched, becoming the pad surface in effect. 2-story structure constructed of welded steel up to 6 inches thick, covers an area of about half an acre and weighs over 8 million pounds. Gray doors, tall gray doors. Those are the doors for high bays 1 and 3. The bottom, fire rescue. Fire rescue, positioned about a mile away, but they were inside M113 armored personnel carriers. Other than that, minimum safe distance about 3 miles. Pick up a structure that weighed over 11 million pounds and stood more than 200 feet tall and smoothly transported either 3.4 miles out to pad A or 4.2 miles out to pad B, while keeping the mobile platform level and the shuttle vertical. The crawler transporters do straddle the grassy median in the middle. They take up the whole crawlerway. Each lane of the crawlerway supports the treads on that side of the vehicle. On average, it took a crawler transporter about 5 to 7 hours to get a space shuttle from the vehicle assembly building out to one of the 2 launch pads. And that was known as a rollout. And we used to roll out about 1 month before launch, ladies and gentlemen. Shuttles spent about a month out of the pad before liftoff. And let's see, is our buddy out here today? Is that him, Mac? I can't tell. Can't really tell. Nope, guess not. We have a large alligator that's been hanging out in this area lately. We're just looking to see if he's still around. But site of all 135 space shuttle launches and 17 manned and unmanned Saturn V and Saturn 1B launches for Apollo, Skylab, and the Apollo-Soyuz test project program. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, these are converted Saturn pads. They were extensively modified for the space shuttle program. Every astronaut that went to the moon took off from out here. These 2 pads are roughly octagonal in shape, with 8,716 feet between the 2 pads. That's about 1.6 miles. The distance between the 2 launch pads was dictated by the size and explosive energy of a Saturn V. Remember we talked about, you see? Big service structure, rotating service structure, shuttle and platform pads. The crawler would go up the incline, set the mobile platform down on a series of large steel pedestals, and then the crawler would pull back, leaving the shuttle and the platform at the top of the incline. After launch, after the shuttle took off, that big gray platform in the picture would be empty. Crawler would come back out here, pick up the empty platform, carry it back to the vehicle assembly building. During Apollo, that's basically what it was, the concrete hard stand, no permanent support structures at the pad itself. And that's going to take us up to our 3rd stop.
seen sort of a few shuttle launches, you know, from imagine what it would be like seeing the Apollo. Yeah, amazing. Lots of videos, you know, about the lift, how they lift it up, and even machines to lift it up, and then tilt it.
Horizontal to vertical, bring it up and over, lower it down, and you get a spaceship.
Then just a few bolts as well.
Yeah, the attachment points on the orange external tank.
I remember even when I came to the John's place years ago, it took me out for 39 years.
Yeah, remember Merritt Island National Wildlife Refuge, nature and technology. You never know what you'll see out here.
Well, that was excused because I love Space Centre with these like nature as well and animals. So
alligators, thousands of them. Hopefully we'll see at least one before the end of the tour. There are thousands of wild pigs out here.
Entry about the shuttle program, and they show a launch, and he happened to notice the water pouring down. That's what was happening. They were getting the sound suppression system ready to go. A space shuttle lifting off was one of the loudest sounds humankind has ever created. TV did not do it justice. Oval platform with a shuttle on top in a vertical position, delicate enough to keep the shuttle vertical throughout the ride to the pad, and precise enough to place the platform within a fraction of an inch of its destination. And remember, they've been around since Apollo. They used to carry the Saturn V's. They were taller and weighed more. All right, launch and build a tower platform, Saturn V, Apollo, weighed more than a shuttle. Each crawler transporter is approximately 131 feet long, 114 feet wide. Covers an area, I think I mentioned this earlier, about the size of a baseball diamond. Each vehicle consists of 4 double-track crawlers. So there's 8 tracks altogether on each crawler transporter, 57 cleats on each track. Each individual cleat weighs about 1 ton. Total weight of a crawler transporter is about 6 million pounds. That's just for a crawler by itself, about 6 million pounds. There they are, ladies and gentlemen. The 2 crawler transporters off to the right.
We ask that you refrain from flash photography for the duration of our presentation. If you must leave during the presentation, please exit through the doors on your right.
Mankind is about to leave his planet behind and journey to another. It is one of those rare moments when history is not being made, destiny is being embraced.
During this period, once we do get the firing command, the various tanks within the 3 stages of the Saturn V launch vehicle begin to pressurize. We had firing command. The firing command is in. We are now on the automatic sequence. 2 hours, 2 minutes, 20 seconds. You see that shot. The engines are on.
I'm Jim Lovell, and I was one of the crew of this spacecraft, Apollo 8. We were the first men to see the surface of the moon from just a few miles away. But it was the hundreds of thousands of men and women who worked in our team, and the millions of people who supported the mission that really made it possible. That way, I guess, we all went to the moon. Now, on the other side of those doors, you'll find an actual Saturn V moon rocket. It's still the most powerful, the most complex machine ever built. And I guess it's the only one that can take you to another planet. I actually got to fly one on a second flight to the moon called Apollo 13. But that's another story.
stand. Sorry, moving your right.
Well, that's good, Matt. It says when you sit down, because the suit didn't compress with it, it had a handle on the front to crank you up so you could see out.
We live in a laboratory that we walked in with people inside, with life, with stuff everywhere. It was humongous compared to what it seemed before.
As a final mission for the space shuttle, building the International Space Station may be the most lasting achievement.
So the space station would never have been possible without the space shuttle. It's a phenomenal accomplishment. When you consider not just the engineering of it, I mean, there's hardware from around the world that comes together in space, is put together and works for the first time. And the cultural differences between, Japan, ESA, and all its partners, the United States, Canada, Russia, and we're all working together as one. And that is really a fantastic model and a great model for the future when we eventually explore our own planet.
Return from space, technicians and engineers will spend a few months prepping the vehicle for public display, paving the way for a grand opening as early as the summer of 2013. I want to congratulate all of these scientists.
I want to see if I can fit in. No, that fit. My head doesn't fit. It's over days.